Chronic inflammation from environmental exposures leads to mast cell activation. Part of your environment, not just your surroundings, but is also your thoughts and your emotions. That's part of your environment, your social connections. So everything in your life makes up your environment, and your environment is going to determine you're the host, and how does the host respond to the bacteria. It's what kind of environment is the host in, and is it a healthy environment so that you can deal with killing off the bacteria? You have a healthy enough immune system to take care of everything. So basically our skin and our gut and our mouth all have microbiomes, and actually our body is made of more bacterial cells than human cells, so we're more bacteria than we are human. And so it's important to keep this intact and to have a balance, but we live in a pretty toxic world, and we're always being bombarded by different chemicals, different things, and so we have to realize that in order to keep us healthy and able to have a strong enough immune system to kill things off, we have to really be aware of our environment. The emotional component is part of the environment as well, and your thoughts are part of the environment as well. And without addressing those, you might just not be able to get well. If you're one of those people that are persisting and aren't healing, you really need to address your environment. You really should check for mold. You really should check for heavy metals, because if you have those issues going on, your body just might not be able to heal. If you're in a moldy environment, even though you don't know that you are, you're not going to be able to heal. And if you can see that and test for that and address that, then you're going to make your body healthy enough that it could potentially take care of the bacteria on its own. So a lot of people are able to just clear the bacteria and not get sick from it. But when you have things in your environment, when you have emotional and physical traumas and these other stressors, it's going to make your system not be able to handle it. And that's when it can become a more chronic thing, and it can affect different parts of the body, and it gets more and more complex. And yeah, so it's complicated. You have to look at everything. That about 70% of autoimmune disorders are related to environmental factors. And so that includes pesticides, PCP, pharmaceuticals. Yeah, pharmaceuticals, they are a toxin to your body. You have to filter them out. I mean, the difference between a pharmaceutical and a poison is nothing. It's dose dependent. So, if taking something that it's a low enough dose that it's not toxic to you, but it's still considered a chemical, it's still a toxin to your body, you still have to filter it out. And that goes for alcohol too. Industrial solvents, plastics, that's a big one. If you could get rid of like plastic Tupperware, you don't need that. And don't drink out of plastic bottles. Plastics disrupt your hormones, something you don't want in your environment. Flame retardants, VOCs, dioxins, cigarette smoke, alcohol, drugs, prescriptions, infections themselves, the air that you breathe, the water that you drink, just getting back to the basics, the chemicals, the things that you have in your life every day, and just being aware of what could be contributing to your health. And if you can make some of those changes, that could really make a big, profound effect on your healing and kind of get things shifted. So we live in a toxic world. Our body's dealing with a lot, and we have to give it the support that it needs so that it can be healthy and thrive, especially if we're dealing with other infections.